I went from a professional soccer player to working for one of the world's greatest investors. This is what I do, and this is how I did it. It's not what you expect. Hi, my name is Hannah Bell, and the purpose of this video is to show you my life path and what it means to me. But more importantly, it's to encourage you to take your own life path, because a lot of the times when we're following our passions, we take unexpected turns, and it doesn't make sense to anybody else. Sometimes it doesn't even make sense to us. But you should always follow your gut and your passions, because it will bring you to your greatest contribution to the world. So when I was 9 years old, I absolutely fell in love with the game of soccer after my first game. I knew right after that game that is what I wanted to do. And from ages 9 to 26, that's 17 years, I worked as hard as I've ever worked to accomplish that dream. And in my early to mid 20s, I got to fulfill that dream. And I got to travel all over the world to do it too. Well, how did I go from professional soccer to working for an investor? Well, here's the funny thing. I actually don't work in the finance field at all. So what happened is that when I was 16 years old, just a little fact about myself, I am ethnically Jewish. And when I was 16, that was around the time in high school that we were learning about World War II. I promise this is relevant. And it got me thinking about how grateful I am for my life situation today. And I thought, gosh, I can't imagine if I was born before the 40s or during the 1940s, what would have happened, you know? Well, I think I know, but anyways, I went to my grandma later that day after thinking about the Holocaust and what I was learning in class, and I asked her, do we have anyone in our family who was in the Holocaust? And she said, you know, our bloodline had already come to the US when that was happening. So direct relatives, no. But there is one person in the family who is a Holocaust survivor. And that man is Arnold. Arnold is my grandma's sister's husband. So to me, that's my great uncle. And I was just shocked. I couldn't believe I didn't know this. I mean, that's a pretty significant piece of history, especially that this man was carrying with him. And I said, well, what is he doing now? Is he still alive? And she said, oh yeah, he's actually an extremely successful money manager. And she told me a little bit about his story. I just was beside myself. I think, so here's somebody who survived the Holocaust and now they are a successful business owner. I mean, I gotta talk to him. And I thought maybe somebody with that mindset who's able to accomplish that could help me with my dreams of playing professional soccer. Because I'll tell you guys all about it. I wrote a book too, and I'll let you know when it's being released, when that time comes. But, you know, it was a struggle. Obviously, whenever you pursue a really, really ambitious dream, there's gonna be some struggles. So I got his phone number and I called him. I was very nervous. And I said, hi, my name is Hannah. I think we're family. I just heard about you from my grandma, and I wanted to connect because I want to play soccer, professional soccer. And I just can't imagine what it was like for him to answer that phone call. Well, he told me he was happy about it, but what I received was just a warm welcome. And he said, oh, is that right? We're family? Oh, and your mom and you, he connected everything. It's like, oh yeah, I met you when you were very little. So we lived in different states at that point. We didn't, know much about each other as I had been growing up. So for all I knew, I never met him. But we connected, and he was extremely supportive right off the bat with my dreams of playing pro soccer. And it's like I never had to show him any footage of my skills. He just believed in me right away. And I desperately needed somebody to believe in me, because I was struggling to do that myself. But it just meant the world to me. And he ended up sharing lots of different mental tools. He gave me books on hypnosis and meditation, and just tried to show me everything that he was learning so that it could benefit me. And I realized in talking to Arnold that I was also very, very passionate about the mind and what you can do with it to fulfill your potential. And so that's where it all started. Over the years, we stayed in touch, and he was always so supportive. There were some times where he would send me some money, for example, for some equipment or anything that would help with soccer, but I didn't feel good about taking the money out. I was like, I'm a stubborn woman. This is something you will learn about me. I am a stubborn woman. I didn't want hand-me-outs. I wanted to earn everything to a fault. where I almost wouldn't accept help. I wanted to earn everything myself. So I told him this, I just don't feel good about accepting any help. And he said, okay, well, if you don't want me to, help you and just give you money, why don't you just work for it? And I said, he's offering me a job. Okay, what would I do? And he said, well, you would read books and you write summaries on those books. And what we do with those summaries is we file them away and we'll create, we'll use them later for research or to share with people, share information about the books with people. I said, sure, I get paid to read. Okay, absolutely. Now, just so you guys know, I hated reading. I hated it. I couldn't get through a book without falling asleep. It just was boring to me. And I know a lot of people feel this way. But I thought, if I was getting paid, it's going to be a lot easier to get through the book. Anyways, I ended up really enjoying reading after quite a while of doing it. And I would learn so much. My vocabulary increased. I started thinking differently. My head was filled with all these wonderful ideas and deeper philosophical thoughts that I had maybe touched on before but haven't gotten in this depth with. And I was just really into it. And the more I read, the more I was fascinated with what we're really capable of. What every single person has in between their ears, or it's not just the brain, it's the soul, right? It's just what you are, who you are. I was sold. And so eventually when I was doing this, not full time for him, just when I could in between soccer, when I eventually retired, it was, every athlete knows, whether you play in high school, college, it doesn't matter. When you decide to step away from competitively pursuing your sport, there's a little bit of recalibrating involved. And you have to decide who you are outside of your sport. This is something I could talk about in a different video. But eventually, right when he found out that I was retiring, he kind of said, okay, you want to work for me full time? At first I said no, because like I said, stubborn woman. And I decided to work at a grocery store because I said, you know what, I'm going to start at this base position and build myself up all the way because I want to be great. And I was miserable. I only worked there for 2 months. I was miserable. I wasn't utilizing any of my strengths or my passions or my talents. I just took a quick job so that I could start from the bottom and get to the top. And after about 2 months, I realized this is just sucking all my energy out. It was sucking my joy for life. And it would be different if I had to do it, but I didn't. There were other options for me, other resources I needed to utilize. So I went back to Arnold and I said, okay, can I work full time for you? And he said, absolutely. So that was in the end of 2022. Now it's been almost 4 years that we've been working together, and all we've been doing is reading and putting together these incredible research reports that we've also been sharing for free with people. We've extensively studied hypnosis, the subconscious mind. We've dabbled into quantum physics, quantum mechanics, all that. We're dabbling, it's relating to quantum computing, but I don't know anything about that, right? I really, just kind of at how amazing it is, but we've gone into depth into the power of breathing, meditation. We've gone into diet, all kinds of different diets and looking into what's healthiest for people. We've read a little bit about, he sent me a couple of books on, not a lot, but some on energy that you get from coal or windmills or nuclear plant, that kind of energy, not like, ooh, energy. But we read about, ooh, energy too. So it's just been fascinating 4 years, fascinating. And I found out, he called me before a bloodhound because I have a way of finding information. I realize I love to do this. I love to get asked, can you please figure this out for me? And I go and I smell around for the information and I get it. It's fun for me. See, so when you're an athlete, you're so much more than an athlete. There's a lot of skills you won't utilize when you're in sports. So it's really wonderful when you go to that next phase for yourself and you explore these gifts that you have. But now, I always had more dreams than just being a professional soccer player. I always wanted to be a motivational speaker. That's what I'm working on now. I've got a book, I got the YouTube channel, and all my work with Arnold. And what's blossomed in this job that I have, which is not really a job you can apply for, is just what was Arnold's, it was his, his basically side project or his passion outside of finance. And it was my passion outside of soccer. And he's become an incredible mentor to me. And Arnold's one of my favorite people on the planet. He's so good. His level of character and integrity is unmatched. And he just has this beautiful heart. He's taught me so much about character and always doing the right thing. I'll make another video too about my favorite lessons from Arnold. One thing that's really funny is that he's 86 now and I'm 30, but I actually started, we don't use all the same words because of the generational differences, but I notice in talking to my mom that I'm using a lot words that are mature, that are a bit outdated, and she says, "Oh, you sound just like Arnold." And I go, "Is that right?" Which is something he says all the time. So that's funny. Anyways, just also a shout out to Arnold's family and his wife, who is my great aunt. His family is amazing. All of them are just incredible people and have welcomed me so much. And I just wanted to say thank you to them. You guys are the best and have changed my life. All of you guys have. So this is how I went from being a professional soccer player to working as let's just call it a personal assistant for Arnold in all matters dealing with the subconscious mind. And now, what the heck are we going to do with it? We're going to share it with you guys. Because what we've learned is that each human being has uncapped potential. And when you have a strong, burning desire to fulfill a great dream, it's yours. You can do it. And we want to show you how. So I'll make more videos, a lot more videos on that. So just hang tight, stay with me. And I hope you enjoyed me just yapping for who knows how long. 13 minutes, oh my goodness. Okay, well, I'm so excited to be here and I can't wait to share so much more with you guys. If you have any questions, I would love to answer them. Please put them in the comments. Also, if you guys are interested in learning more about Arnold, he's got so many interviews on YouTube. So I'm going to link two of my favorite of his interviews in the description, but also he was featured in a few books. This is a wonderful book he was featured in called Richer, Wiser, Happier: How the World's Greatest Investors Win in Markets and in Life by the wonderful William Green, who's one of the individuals who also interviewed him. That is going to be in one of the links below. But if you have this book or if you want to get this book, say you're interested in whether it's great individuals, being a money manager, or just an Arnold story, grab this book, and on page 243, that's where Arnold's story starts. So William Green did such a beautiful job of just summarizing Arnold's life story, and it's about 10 pages long. So that's just a nice place to start. If you guys also have other interests that you think maybe I might have studied that you want me to talk about, definitely include those in the comments, because even if I didn't study them, maybe I can refer you somewhere else. Okay, well, you have a wonderful day. Thank you for sticking around. Please like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you next time.